All right, raise your hand if you get a warm and fuzzy feeling when you think about the IRS. What? No hands? All right, I'm going to argue that you should go like this. Now, I'm not just playing around here. This is actually very important because IRS funding is in danger. But I'm going to argue that keeping it fully funded is absolutely vital to solving some of our country's worst problems, from the national debt to income inequality to the climate crisis. I've talked before about how now that the IRS has been fully funded through the Inflation Reduction Act, it's been focusing on taxing the wealthiest individuals and corporations. And it's bringing in more than $20 for every $1 it's spending on these audits. They've collected $160 million in back taxes in this year alone. That is a huge return on investment. So as far as lowering our debt goes, it's just like a no-brainer to keep the IRS funded. But there's more. The IRS announced this year that they're making a huge effort to restore fairness in tax compliance. And they're doing that by shifting their attention onto those high-income earners and corporations who aren't paying what they owe and away from people making less than $400,000 a year. But they're doing something else great too. You may not even know this, but because of the time and cost of filing taxes, millions of low-income families and families of color don't even file taxes. When they don't file, they are effectively locked out of valuable tax credits that they can't get because they haven't filed, so they're effectively leaving money on the table. The IRS is using some of their restored funding to try to change that. They're in the process of introducing Direct File, which is a free online tax filing service. But there's more. The IRS is actually critical to climate action. You know that in 2022, President Biden signed the most significant climate bill ever into law, the Inflation Reduction Act. A huge part of its climate policies hinge on clean energy tax credits. So guess what? We need an IRS capable of processing these credits in a timely manner. In other words, if we want to tackle the climate crisis, we need a modern, well-funded IRS. Period. And on top of all of this, the new funding for the IRS just means customer service has gotten exponentially better. They're finally able to digitize documents and get out of the 1960s, and we're getting our tax returns faster. So my point is that funding the IRS is a win-win-win. And when lawmakers try to defund it, they are not working in our interests. They're trying to help their rich friends. And that is not warm and fuzzy at all.